From protecting our local waterways to improving traffic flow, the Lucas County Engineer's Office is working on projects that affect all of us. Joining us now is Lucas County Engineer Mike Panuski to weigh in on what's going on in the county right now. How's it going?
Doing great.
Good.
How you doing?
Good. So more roundabouts, right?
Yeah, we're doing 5 this year.
5. Okay. Well, first of all, let's talk about the effectiveness of a roundabout. There's a reason why you're doing so many.
Yeah, I mean, they do 2 things. Is one, they largely eliminate the types of crashes that cause injury and death. So your head-to-head and T-bone type crashes, those cause the majority of injury and death, and they tend to keep traffic flow going better.
Sure.
So you don't always have to stop and then go, stop, go. With the roundabout, you just keep going.
Just keep going. That's what I love about them. I don't have to stop and wait for people to figure out, oh, can I go? Is it mine to get? Yeah, people are getting the hang of the roundabout, so it's nice. Okay, so the first one, you've got one that started this week.
That's right. So at Albin and Monclova Road started this week. That's the first. It was delayed about 2 months, largely because of utility relocations. Toledo Edison, for some reason, didn't get to it in a timely manner, so it delayed us a little bit, but they're starting in earnest. So that's the first one to kick off, and then the next one will be starting next week over at Monclova and Wilkins Road out in Swanton.
Okay, so a lot of these are sort of in the same kind of general area, yeah?
Yeah, they're in basically most of them in Swanton and Monclova Townships, so they're kind of in the southwest portion of Lucas County. Just the way everything worked out this year, they had to be all tend to be in the same place. Doesn't happen all the time, but it happened to happen that way this year.
Well, it's good because these could be some rural areas where previously a 4-way stop. Easy to run those sometimes when you're going fast, maybe not paying a lot of attention. And that's what you said, some of those bad crashes were happening at some of these.
Right, roundabouts prevent, so a 4-way stop doesn't prevent anybody from blowing the stop sign. It doesn't prevent people from being inattentive and not seeing what their surroundings around them. If you have a roundabout, you can't do that. You can't blow this. You can't blow a roundabout. Right.
We've seen what happens when you try it right now.
That's right.
It's not going to work out.
I mean, so the biggest thing about them is that they prevent those types of crashes that happen at an open intersection.
Okay, so then you'll have a couple more down the pike here. Archibald White House, PNS Road is coming as well, and US 20 Albin.
Yep, US 20 in Albin, and then the one at Albin and Monclova. There's a companion with that at Waterville, Monclova, and Albin right next to each other. So that can't happen until the one at Albin and Monclova is done, and then we'll move on to that one.
Okay, all right. So roundabouts. So just be patient out there. They'll get them done over the next few months. The other thing we want to talk about is summer stormwater and making sure that people they're mowing, they're cleaning their yards, doing things like that. We want to make sure they're not dumping things where they're not supposed to.
Yeah, at this time of year, we tend to have more intensive, heavier storms, as we're seeing right now. I'm sure our weather people will tell you the type of intensive storms we have, especially as the weather gets warmer. What you don't want to do is put things in the ditch, right? You don't want to pollute our waterways. You don't want to pollute Lake Erie and our waterways, and you don't want to put things in the ditch that could end up clogging those waterways and causing flooding. So it's really important, if you do have a ditch in your backyard or a ditch that's near your home, don't put anything into it. The only thing that belongs in a ditch is stormwater. And if you have a catch basin in your front yard, all those catch basins lead to some sort of stream near your home or some sort of ditch. Don't pour things down those catch basins, right? They go somewhere. And eventually they'll end up in Lake Erie, and it doesn't take a lot to pour down a drain to really cause a lot of pollution that needs to be cleaned up. So.
Yeah, and we talk all the time about protecting our waterways and the health of Lake Erie and our drinking water and all that. It starts with us. You gotta. Yeah,
people don't think that their actions actually have an impact, but the truth of the matter is it doesn't take a lot of small things to end up becoming big things. So even though you may pour that, you don't think pouring down that bottle of whatever down the drain has an impact, or you don't think that putting that debris or wood or grass clippings in the ditch does something. When you have storms, it ends up moving downstream and it'll get caught somewhere, causes a lot of log jams, localized flooding, and a lot of pollution that really our waterways shouldn't have.
Right, and you don't want that in your backyard either. Right. All right, good reminder. Thanks for being here today. Make sure, be patient out there with the construction projects and don't put stuff in the storm drains. All right, thanks for being here today.
All right.